This ought to be interesting. I never plan well enough. Get it straight, Ryan. Whoa! It's stuck. So I'm going to have to move the copper thing. Let's just see what happens. Just a candle. I have no idea, so I'm just guessing. Let's see in this range. I've been prepping it with the torch lighter for a while. That's right, I said torch lighter. Because once you get a feel for it, you can get dialed in, right? A torch lighter is no different than laser surgery in a way. This is the same concept here, except this is a little more crude. The candle's got a lot larger heat spot. And it fluctuates because the flame can kind of drift around, and it can also become larger due to whatever's coming off adding to its combustible matter. However, well, here, I'll just do a little quick demo here. This is where I'm at now, right? Hi, Mom! She doesn't watch my videos. She'd freak out. Say it, because, you know, medulla oblongata, shit like that. Hey, here we go. See, I really, what makes me nervous is that I don't exactly know the distance to my perceived skin, right? And, you know, I don't want to burn myself or anything, but I gotta get at least close enough for it to do something. So it's a very fine line. But I found that this torchlight is a very accurate point on it, and it's fairly dependable. Because there's a strange phenomenon that happens when you do this, which I discovered by using Bics and then cheapy lighters, right? If you do that with a cheapy lighter, you know, a 5 for fucking $2 or something, you know, they go boing and they fucking fly apart in like 10 seconds. If you're trying to sizzle some stuff off of this stuff, because there's some sort of effect of the stream of particles or whatever, or the fiber from the fungus, whatever it is that's coming out of the pore that's combustible and flammable, is like being drawn to the flame and increasing its heat, because I've had my Bic lighter get just insanely hot in a short amount of time before, and burnt myself with it after, you know, it wasn't lit. Because of how hot it got, I didn't think it would be that hot that fast, and it shouldn't have been. And the cheapy lighters I've had, just like the spring pops out and the little striker wheel goes flying off in like 10 seconds, so there's no point in even trying to use one of those. And then I've had other lighters just plug, like a brand new Bics. I've had one when I was really feeling it, and I'd like light it, and the flame would go, and it would just go out. And I'm like, this is a brand new lighter right there. And I'd light it over here, and after a few seconds it would light, and I'd go over here, and it would just peter out immediately. So whatever it is seriously affected, but it affects flame affects it. So I just alternate between, you know, certain areas it seems a little easier with the candle, like large coverage areas, to kind of like, I don't know, get it everything tendered and ready to go. Or like by my ears here, because I don't want to burn my ears, right? So it's hard to do. Really, you gotta kind of like, it's coming out of my ears too, as well. Like there's a stream that comes right out of my ears, especially this right one, and it's like the flame will want to get drawn right to it, like here or here. It's ridiculous. Alright, what was I'm trying to do something with this copper. some idea about the stream of shit that's coming out of the pores, excuse me, the particles or the fungus that is being extruded from the skin via the radio wave that's being broadcast from either land-based satellite or flying crafts. Anyway, the wave triggers the release, and the release triggers the connection, and that involves electrical waves being sent and received from your body, and they seem to be seriously amassed on the back of your head, the back of the neck, on your head, all over the scalp, the occipital lobes especially, the ears, all around your ears, like behind them, above them, and inside them as well. See, I want to get this right inside my ear right now. It's like getting inside my ear. And that flame is like flicking all over the place. It shouldn't be doing anything. There's no wind in here. Everything's shut off. Alright, anyway. I think there's probably some. See, I can feel where the path of least resistance is. Like, as the plane approaches, I'll get different sensations in different places. My foot, my leg, my butt, my back. But generally, a lot of them on my head, because that's where the stuff seems to collect. And if I put a flame of any kind to where the heat is at that point, as soon as I feel it, it usually makes a sizzle sound and it's noticeable. So I'll shut up. Eyebrows. Forehead lines. You know those frown and whatever lines, and smile and whatnot that go from side to side. I've had a like 6-inch long Morgellon fiber hair pop right off of my face, and it popped right out of the line that was running from side to side, and they were quite deep and noticeable at that time. It's like they vary whether or not they're noticeable. You know, some people have a larger amount of. I felt like something was right there on my neck, right there. It feels like something like right there. It wouldn't burn. Anyway, yeah, came out of the line, like right there, wherever, and floated away. I'm like looking at it, and it bent very easily. It was like floating. That's when I started like thinking, okay, so it kind of grows around you like a mummy wrap, and it probably constricts, because I was feeling quite constricted around those times too. A lot of it was in my lungs at that time, and around my neck, and especially, and still is around my neck a lot. It's about the hardest place to burn. Honestly, it's easier to put this candle under your freaking earlobe than it is to put it under the side of your neck. Let's see. Meow. I see smoke. It's just where my glands are too, strangely, huh? Like here, thyroid, both sides of it, and on my cheeks up here, around the back. There's another gland there, I'm not sure which one it is. We get glands everywhere, but lymphs and stuff, specific glands. My cheeks just get filled with them. If you know somebody who's like, the hair is like starting to not grow in their cheeks, and they look all kind of sucked up and hollow, like they've been smoking a whole lot of fucking dope or something, and not the green kind. They may be, they may not be. It's this, though. This stuff causes that effect. It's like a wax in your skin, and your hair just stops growing properly, where it's very thick and prolific, and it messes with your nerves and your nervous system, and gives you pain, and your fingers will turn white, and your circulation will mess up, and all of those serious major, like, debilitating effects that I was feeling a couple years ago, they're across the board, they're all diminishing the more I do this. I still have some of them from time to time. My fingers will still turn white, but that hasn't really been a problem for a year or so. The next one's coming right there behind the top of this receiver. Let's see here. Is there anything there? Let's find out. Oops. This one seems to be coming off my neck and mastoid. It's like you can start to feel the heat will the flame will be drawn to where the most of this stuff is coming out. It has a direction to it. It's usually behind the ear, but it's trying to go in my ear really, because on my right side it comes out of my ear, as well as behind it, around it. Where am I? Okay. Trying to stay in the right spot. And I hear the plane. Or a truck. I'm flexing my neck muscles so that I can stand the heat. If you're a guy and your facial hair is starting to turn white, silver, gray, and you feel that you're a little too young for maybe how much it's turning or how quickly it's becoming, well, you're right, because these chemtrails, as well as the fluorides and the other metals, the mercury from immunizations of different kinds, and it's put in all the medicines, every one of them, over the counter or not. You know, the buffer that's in there, yeah, that's the shit. And there's a direct link between the amount of prescription or any pills that a person takes and the onset of their white and gray hair. People who are on a lot of pills, they get it white hair fastest. And you know, there's a white hair epidemic going on. That's because of this stuff. It's a toxin. It's the toxic metals that, and they're basically white when they're in that tiny, tiny form. And the fungus that's growing in your body feeds on those toxic metals. It doesn't even digest them, I don't think. I think it just draws them in like a spider takes a shit and leaves web in its wake. And it, goes over the surfaces of everything. So it's over all of your nervous system, all of your veins, all of your organs, through every bit of your skin, in and out of every pore. It's in every hair follicle, on down the line. And it's overtaking all of those systems like it's like a new nervous system, basically. Now the question that comes up to me is like, is the fungus sentient? Or is the fungus just a antenna array for it to connect to an AI type of wireless system? Whoa, listen. Sorry, I'm turning my finger. It was sizzling. My left side is so ultra loaded with this shit. And I've gotten a lot of it out. I've been like burning this shit off for like a year now. But my rate is increasing and increasing and increasing because I start to realize just how much more there is to go. keep moving the camera around by leaning on that. Eyebrow. Forehead. Eyebrow. Hear it sizzle? Ooh, I spilled wax. Alright, I don't need to make a video about power. Ooh. And another thing that happens is when you actually start finding an area that's a whole lot's coming out. You can feel it like in your its nervous system connection, and it's you know, as well as, I don't know, it's your cardiovascular and your breathing, all that. You can feel effects of, like, you get dizzy sometimes, or nauseous. I get nauseous a lot, so I feel like I'm gonna puke. And it goes away quickly, especially like wash off with some water or something after I've sizzled a whole bunch of it up into the air. Which reminds me, I could turn the fan on now. I was keeping it quiet till I'm trying to hear the sizzle, because it's still going. Anyway, this has been a long enough video. It's been 20 minutes or so. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, right, nerves of steel, right? That's how I shave.